As I stepped onto the streets of Charlotte, North Carolina, a storm was brewing inside me. With each step, memories of the years spent with Lori flashed through my mind. The moment I first saw her, our wedding day, the happy times we shared together. Now, under the shadow of those memories, I was about to learn of my wife's infidelity. With the help of a private detective, I had uncovered her affair with her coworker Steve. My plan was to confront Steve. In doing so, I grappled with the love I had for Lori on one hand, and on the other, the pain of being betrayed. When I entered the bar, I looked around carefully. I knew Steve, but the thought of confronting him like this had never crossed my mind. After a while, I saw him sitting with his friends behind a long mirror, a slight tremble on my cheek, a growing burden in my chest. The conflict inside me couldn't stop me from approaching him. I took a deep breath and went over to him. "Hello, Steve. I'm Chris Harrington, Lori's husband. I want to talk about something private," I said. Initially, Steve looked at me in surprise, but a sense of deep concern appeared in his eyes. My words had deeply affected him. Although it was hard to express myself, I wanted to learn the details of his relationship with Lori. During our conversation, I learned how Lori discovered a fetish site using his computer and how it led their relationship to a sexual dimension. While I felt love for Lori, I was also trying to cope with the pain of such betrayal. Talking to Steve, I could see he was uncomfortable with the situation too. "I love Lori, so getting a divorce is going to be really hard," I said. Steve averted his eyes and nodded slightly. Leaving the bar, I thought I didn't want to harm Lori. I just wanted to find peace. Many questions lingered in my mind. Where did Lori and I go wrong? What brought our marriage to this point? I left the bar with a deep sadness and loneliness in my heart. In the following days, before the vacation planned with Lori, I noticed inconsistencies in her business trips and hotel bookings. This gave me more reason to suspect Lori's infidelity. Throughout this process, I had to accept and confront Lori's unfaithfulness. Ultimately, after learning the details of Lori and Steve's relationship, I decided to divorce. In my last conversation with Lori, although she claimed to still love me, I accepted that we could no longer mend our relationship. This was not just a test of my love for Lori, but also a test of my loyalty to myself. As I was consumed by the battle between love and anger inside me, I decided to move forward with a final resolve. That evening, sitting alone in my house, the memories of the time spent with Lori passed before my eyes. Each memory was a testament to the love and partnership we once shared. But now these memories left a bitter taste, as I pondered how our relationship, once so strong, had become so fragile. I hoped, deep down in my heart, that maybe I could find a way to forgive. As the divorce process began, the emotional turmoil inside me grew day by day. Yes, I still loved Lori, but my trust in her was completely shattered. Throughout this process, my biggest fear was being alone. However, over time, I realized that solitude was necessary for finding myself and healing. In our last conversation, Lori's claim of still loving me tore open deep wounds within me. However, I also knew that her words acknowledged that our relationship had irreversibly changed. I told Lori that the end of our relationship was not only due to her betrayal, but also because we had drifted apart. Though painful for both of us, it was necessary. Deciding to divorce was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made. Yet this decision also offered freedom and an opportunity to regain my self-belief. Even though my journey with Lori has come to an end, I still hold hope for continuing my life and perhaps finding true happiness one day. This story goes beyond infidelity and betrayal, exploring the journey of discovering one's inner strength. I've learned that hardships and pain teach us lessons that make us stronger and wiser. My love for Lori will forever be a part of my heart, but now, it's time to focus on my own self and future.